Welcome everyone. Today we'll discuss about apoptosis. Apoptosis is an energy-dependent biochemical mechanism of programmed cell death. It is a genetically programmed process of deliberate suicide by an unwanted cell in a multicellular organism during embryogenesis, metamorphosis, and tissue turnover. For example, the differentiation of human fingers in a developing embryo requires the cells between the fingers to initiate apoptosis so that the fingers can separate. The demise of cells by apoptosis is marked by a well-defined sequence of morphological changes. The apoptosis During apoptosis, the dying cells shrink, condense and fragmented and release small membrane-bound apoptotic bodies. These apoptotic bodies are generally phagocytosed by surrounding cells. It is important that the intracellular constituents of apoptotic bodies are not released into outer environment where they might have deleterious effect on neighboring cells. Chemical changes in the surface of apoptotic cells or bodies allow the surrounding cells or macrophages to recognize and engulf them. During the process of apoptosis, an important change occurs in the plasma membrane of apoptotic cells. The negatively charged phospholipid phosphatidylserine is normally exclusively located in the inner leaflet of the lipid bilayer of the plasma membrane, but it flips to the outer leaflet in apoptotic cells, where it can serve as a marker of these cells. The highly stereotyped changes accompanying apoptosis suggest that this type of cell death is under the control of a strict cellular program. Apoptosis can be triggered by a variety of stimuli, including withdrawal of essential growth factors, treatment with glucocorticoids, gamma irradiation, and activation of certain receptors. Another means of initiating apoptosis is used in the immune system where cytotoxic T lymphocytes attack target cells. In case of mechanism of apoptosis are highly complex and regulated, involving an energy dependent cascade of molecular events. There are multiple apoptotic pathways. These pathways are both caspase dependent as well as caspase independent. There are three main caspase dependent apoptotic pathways. First one is the extrinsic or death receptor pathways. Second one is the intrinsic or mitochondrial pathway. Third one is the porphyrin or granzyme pathway that is induced by apoptosis by granzyme B. This is the overview of apoptotic pathway. There is three pathways as I told before: extrinsic pathway, intrinsic pathway and granzyme B. In extrinsic pathway, signal is coming from outside the cell and it will attach to the death receptor, and that will attach that receptor will attach to the adapter proteins, and that adapter protein will activate procaspase 8 to caspase 8. Then all this complex is called disc formation, means death induced signaling complex, and that complex will activate caspase 8. Okay. This complex will be activate caspase 8, and that caspase 8 again activate caspase 3. Then it will be go to the exclusion pathway. In intrinsic pathway, the signal is coming from inside the cell. When mitochondria releases cytochrome C, they will attach to FAF1. I will tell later. It will attach to FAF1 and form apoptosion complex, then it will be activate caspase 9 and that will activate caspase 3. In granzyme pathway, porphyrin will activate granzyme B and then it will be activate caspase 10. Again, then caspase 10 will activate caspase 3 and it will go to exclusion pathway. In this all pathway, we have seen the caspase is the play a main role in the apoptotic pathway. Then we will see a little bit about caspase. The caspase have proteolytic activity. It is so named because they contain a key cysteine residue in the catalytic site and selectively cleave proteins at the sites just C-terminal to aspartate residue. Once caspase are initially activated, there seems to be an irreversible commitment towards cell death. To date, more than 12 caspases have been identified. Not all caspase mediated apoptosis. Most are involved in apoptosis and they are broadly categorized into initiators and effectors or executioner proteins. Okay. In case of initiator, there are 4 caspases: caspase 2, caspase 8, 9 and 10. In case of effectors or executioner, caspase 3, 6 and 7 are there. All caspases are synthesized in the form of inactive procaspases. Procaspase is split into a large and a small subunit that form a heterodimer and 2 such dimers assemble to form a active tetramer. Once activated, caspase cleave and thereby activate other procaspases, resulting in an amplifying proteolytic cascade. The procaspases that act at the start of proteolytic cascade are called initiator procaspases. When activated, they cleave and activate downstream executioner procaspases, which then cleave and activate other executioner procaspases as well as specific target proteins in the cell. Caspase cleave over target proteins to induce apoptosis. Its targets include an inhibitor of DNase, nuclear lamins, cytoskeletal proteins, and Golgi matrix proteins. The caspase required for apoptosis vary depending on the cell type and stimulus. All 3 main caspase-dependent apoptotic pathways, that is extrinsic, intrinsic, and granzyme B pathways, converge on the same terminal or execution pathway. This pathway is initiated by the cleavage of caspase 3 and results in the DNA fragmentation, degradation of cytoskeletal and nuclear proteins, cross-linking of proteins, formation of apoptotic bodies, expression of ligands for phagocytic cell receptor and family uptake by phagocytic cells. We will see the caspase-dependent extrinsic apoptotic pathway. In that pathway, a number of extracellular signal molecules are specialized to induce apoptosis. These extracellular signals molecules bind with cell surface receptor termed as death receptors. One typical example is a FAS receptor or FAS, a member of TNF, that is tumor necrosis factor receptor family. Its ligand is FASL, a homotrimeric transmembrane protein expressed in cytotoxic T lymphocytes and natural killer cell. The interaction of FAS ligand and FAS receptor on the target cell triggers apoptosis. This one is the mechanism of extrinsic pathway of apoptosis. In that mechanism, the killer lymphocytes, this one is the killer lymphocytes carrying Fas ligand, binds and activate Fas proteins on the surface of a target proteins. Means Fas protein is present in the target cells, and a Fas ligand is attached to Fas protein. Then this Fas protein present in the target cell is attached to the FADD, means Fas associated death domain. The FADD bind to the intercellular region of aggregated Fas protein, okay, causing aggregation of procaspase 8 molecules. Okay, it will also attach to procaspase 8 molecules. Receptor bound FADD forms death-inducing signal complex. This FADD attaches to Fas, and another way it will attach to procaspase 8. This complex is called disc. And then this disc complex will activate procaspase to caspase 8. Then this cleave one another to initiate caspase cascade. When Fas binds, then if we will summarize that one, when Fas binds its ligands, Fas ligand, an adapter protein called Fas associated proteins with death domain FADD is recruited and bind to Fas, followed by recruitment of procaspase 8. FADD contains two domains: a death domain that binds to the death domain on the Fas receptor, and a DED, death effector domain, that binds to procaspase 8. The association of Fas associated protein with death domain with procaspase 8 results in the proteolytic cleavage of procaspase 8 to activate its form, that is caspase 8. The activated caspase 8 molecule then activate downstream procaspase to initiate apoptosis. The anti-apoptotic proteins caspase 8, like inhibitor protein, that is FLIP, is another protein inhibitor of Fas signaling that may block Fas mediated apoptosis by disturbing the formation of the disc. It means in the previous diagram we'll see this one, this flip is present, that will disturb in the formation of the disc complex. Okay, then we will see the intrinsic apoptotic pathways. Apoptosis is induced not only by exogenous signals reacting with death receptors, but also by intracellular death signal. This type of induced cell death has therefore been called as apoptosis by neglect as counterpart to the receptor mediated apoptosis by induction. In intrinsic pathway, mitochondria play a central role by releasing cytochrome C. This one is the schematic diagram of intrinsic pathway of apoptosis. In that, mitochondria release cytochrome C due to some stress inside the cell, that may be UV or any other stress. Cytochrome C releases from the mitochondria, and it is attached to the adapter proteins FF1, and then it will bind to procaspase 9 to form a apoptosis, but it is in inactive form. So a procaspase 8 will be change to caspase 9 to make it active, and then apoptosis of triggers in the target cells. Okay. So in the intrinsic pathway, once in the cytoplasm, cytochrome C binds to adapter proteins APAP1, a mammalian homologue of C. elegans CD protein. The basic role of cytochrome C triggered the activation of caspase 9. Cytochrome C interacts with APAP1, DATP or ATP and caspase protein that is caspase 9, procaspase 9, and to form a complex known as apoptosis. The incorporation of procaspase 9 into apoptosis triggers the auto-activating cleavage. Caspase 9 in turn cleaves procaspase 3 to generate caspase 3, which cleaves targets that cause apoptosis of the cell. Okay, then we will see some apoptosis regulatory proteins. Regulatory proteins comprise both anti-apoptotic members of and pro-apoptotic members. BCL2 was first oncogene shown to mediate its effect by an inhibition of apoptosis. It is the mammalian homologue of the CED9 gene in C. elegans. Anti-apoptotic members like BCL2, BCL-XL inhibits apoptosis. The exact mechanism by which the anti-apoptotic members regulate apoptosis remains exclusive. Similarly, BAX, BAD, BIC are pro-apoptotic members. Okay, that's all. From that we finished that apoptosis chapter. Thank you everyone.